Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਕੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਸਤ ਸਤ ਕਰ ਜਾਣੋ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖੋ, ਹਰ ਕਰਤਾ ਆਪ ਮੂੰਹੋਂ ਕਢਾਏ। Many times we have params, we have doubts in our mind. ਸਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਭਰਮ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ। And sometimes when we read the Bani, when we try to understand the Bani, we say, really? No, that doesn't sound true. But Guru Sahib says, Satgur ki Bani, Sat Sat kar jano Gursikho. Our first job is, whatever the word is saying, whatever Gurbani Guru is telling us, we have to put the full faith in that. It's not that faith that a blind faith. That's why Gurbani is practical. Rather than simply denying it, we should try to practice that. That's what Maharaj is saying. Then only it will be Sat. Because Sat or Sach is only one. And that one is everywhere. There's nothing, whenever the duality is there, whenever the Dubida is there, Vaheguruji is not there. Because Vaheguruji is one, Vaheguruji is inside the Maya also, Vaheguruji is everywhere. Kudrat kavan kaha vichar vare na java, ek va jo tud pave sai palikar. Balihari kudrat apna, balihari kudrat vasya, tera ant na jaye lakhya. We are sacrificed to the one who is in this kudrat also. He who is in the creation also. The creation has been created by him, but he is in the creation. It's all one. There's no difference when we start listening to the Panchavad. There are two Panchavads, Guru Pyare. There are two types of Panchavad. Actually, it's all one. But when we are still in the middle of the Papsagar, when we hear the sounds of these five elements, but the same five elements, when it goes up on our head, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੱਲ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ, ਪੰਜ ਸ਼ਬਦ, right? ਪੰਜ ਪਰਵਾਨ, ਪੰਜ ਪ੍ਰਦਾਨ, ਪੰਚੇ ਪਾਵੈ ਦਰਗਹਿ ਮਾਨ. Then in the dargah also you hear these five shabads. ਪੰਚੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਜੇ ਮਤ ਗੁਰਮਤ, ਵਡ ਭਾਗੀ ਅਨਹਦ ਵਜਿਆ. Then the mat comes, Guru's mat comes. Then only we understand Guru's mat. Otherwise we will always question, because we have not yet experienced that. The Kirpa, the grace and Guru Prasad has not yet happened. That's why Maharaj is saying, if you are at that stage, Satgur ki Bani, Sat Sat kar jano Sikh Gur Sikho, Har Karta Aap Moh Kadaye. Guru Ramdas Sache Pache is saying, I am not saying this. I'm not saying this. This is being said by the Satguruji, as in Vaheguru. He is putting the words in my mouth. And that can only happen when our Surt is connected with the Bij Mantra, with the Panchavat, with the Sahaj Tun. Same thing Kabir Sahib is saying on the 7th day of the lunar cycle. 7वें दिन ਆਪਾਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ? 7वें दिन ਆਪਾਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ? ਸੱਤ ਹੈ, ਸੱਤ ਬਾਚਾ ਜਾਣ, ਸੱਤ ਹੈ, ਸੱਤ ਕਰ ਬਾਚਾ ਜਾਣ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ on the 7th day, make sure you put the full faith practically in the Gurbani, that whatever Guru is saying is true. People might say something else. That's why this is very important we understand this, कि जो Guru कह रहे हैं ना वो ठीक है. Whatever the Gurbani Guru is telling us, that's the ultimate truth for us. And that experience will only come when we'll do practical. ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਨੁਭਵ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ experience ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, when we'll do experience of this, then only we will understand this. Otherwise, we will not. ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ. And sometimes we will question. That's why Naam Abhyas is must. Simran is must. Then only, because today you will listen, tomorrow you will forget, because the practical is not there. But when you will do the practical, then everything, whatever a Gurbani is saying, you will have full faith. Otherwise, your faith will also not be proper. Sometimes you will say, oh, this seems right, but I don't know. You can't put the full faith until or unless you have a practical experience. Sat hai, sat kar bacha jaan. Bacha as in bachan, the word, the Gurbani Guru. That's why we say, ਤਾਈਓ ਪੜਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਸੀ, ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ, ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ, ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ, ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਕਹੈ, ਸੇਵਕ ਜਨ ਮਾਨੈ, ਪ੍ਰਤੱਖ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਿਸਤਾਰੇ. If we will do what Gurbani is telling us, we'll have a darshan of Vaheguru. We'll see him. We'll see the Sach. ਸਾਡਾ ਸੱਚ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾਪ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ. What is Sach? ਆਦ ਸੱਚ, ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ, ਹੈਪੀ ਸੱਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ. That truth, that Vaheguru which was true before this creation, it was true in all the different ages. It is true right now also, and it will be true even if it will not exist tomorrow also, it will be true. Atam Ram Leho Parvan. And when you will do the practical of Gurbani, you will receive the Naam. You will experience the Shabad. You will connect with the Shabad. You will connect with the Ram Naam. At the end of the day, Guru Pyareo, what is Vaheguru? Vaheguru Ji is also Shabad Roop, Nirankar Roop. And you will connect with that Shabad. मन जेड़ा वह शब्द रूप हो जाएगा, जोत रूप हो जाएगा. आत्म राम लेहो परवान. When you will receive that naam, then you will be parwan. Then your mind will be parwan. Then your mind will be approved in the court of Vaheguru. ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਰ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. At the dar, at the door of Vaheguru, ਮਾਲਕ ਦੇ ਦਰ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ? ਨਾਮ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ. ਪੰਜੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਦਰ ਤੇ. All the 5 shabads you will hear at the dar. When you will hear those shabads, and there will be one shabad, one swaroop, one jyot will appear, and that will take you inside. And you will see that now I'm no longer at the dar. I have entered the dar. In no seconds, in a moment, बड़े घट टाइम तुसी अंदर चले जाओगे दर दे. But it's all Gur Prasad, it's all Kripa. Nothing in our hands. साढ़े हाथ से नहीं, कृपा कृपा कृपा. It's all grace, grace, grace. Atam Ram Leho Parvan. And when you will go there, then there will be no sansar, no param, no dukh. Then you will understand whatever was happening in this world, जो कुछ भी हो रहा सी, वो सारी गेम सी. ये मेरा घर वाला है, मेरी वोटी, this is my spouse, my kids, this is all a game. You know, in Western countries, in where we live, mostly in US, Canada, UK, and all, in Western countries, in Europe and all, people get into more attached with their pets rather than the humans. And there is a reason for that. Human will always question. Doesn't matter whether it's your friend, whether it's your wife, it's your husband, it's your kids. They will always question. And sometimes you will not like their questions. हमेशा कोई कुछ ना कुछ कहेंगे. Even it's your parents. And you will not like that. However, the pet will never question you. It will surrender. Why I'm giving this example? Because Kabir Sahib says, हम कुकर तेरे दरबार भौंके आ गए बदन पसार. You have to become a cooker. You have to become a pet of Satguru. When we will surrender, when we will have no question, when we will receive the Naam, then there will be no dukh. Chhootai sansar mit jahe dukh. Then all your pain will go away. All the worries will go away. Because this world is full of dukh, or full of sansar, as in worries. Sansar kehne na usse. Sansar is doubts and worries, and a dukh is a pain. But this sansar's dukh will only go away, pain will only go away when we will enter sun. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਦੇ ਸਰੋਵਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲੇ ਜਾ, ਸੁਨ ਦੇ ਸਰੋਵਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲੇ ਜਾ. ਸੁਨ ਸਰੋਵਰ ਪਾਵੋ ਸੁਖ. These worldly happiness is only temporary. रोटी खा ली, movies देख लिया, इधर उधर चले गए. They are all temporary. You know what is the biggest problem, Guru Pyareo? The biggest problem is we think that this is permanent. Initially, when yesterday also we were talking about a relationship with your spouse and all, initially, most of the times I will say, the two husband and wife are not on the same page. And what happens is, it becomes a problem, a dukh. But give your partner a time to come on board. The problem is we don't have patience. If we will have, but when we will enter the sun, when we will do the Ishnan in the Sun Sarovar, in the pool of Naam, then it does not matter. Even if your partner or your spouse is not on the same page with you. Because you have entered, because you will see only Vaheguru in them. And when you start seeing Vaheguru in everybody, then the dukh will not be there. We intellectually, or I should say academically, we understand that. Because we read in the Gurbani every day, "E netro mereo, har tum mein jyotari har bin avarna dekho koi." समझ देते हैं. But because we have not entered the sun, we have not sit in the dhyan, we have not done the sarovar in the Amrit Sarovar, we have not done the Ashnan in the Amrit Sarovar. You know, that's why these physical Harmandir Sahib Sarovar is built. So that you understand how it feels. You know, if I don't know how many of you has gone, today I was talking with the Gurmukh Pyare, that the favorite thing this time, physically, my visit to Amritsar was, I went into with Vaheguruji's Kirpa, I went into the Guru Ramdas Sarovar Nate, although that Sarovar is inside us. But outside, Maharaj has created that pool, Sarovar, because it is the map of your Dasam Dwar. But when you physically enter that Sarovar, and it's not a ritual. If you're just doing a ritual, you know what you will do? You'll go inside and you will dip 2 or 5 times or something. You'll say Vaheguru, Vaheguru 5 times. You will come out. but experience it as if your mind is taking a bath in the Amrit Sarovar. When you enter there and you do Japji Sahib Path, stay there, and you dip and you do the darshan of Harmandir, and you do the Ardas Benti, your body will feel so good. You will experience that. That's how your mind will be. When the mind will take a bath in the Amrit Sarovar, what will happen? The filth will go away. Just like physical body's filth goes away, mind's filth, as in the thoughts, will go away. It's a indication. Whatever Maharaj has given us physically, it is for learning purposes. That ultimately our mind has to take a bath in the Ram Sarovar, Ramdas Sarovar. Sun Sarovar pavo sukh. Sukh milega. When I was talking with the Gurmukh, I didn't plan, or we didn't plan that this body is going to come, but we were just discussing. It's a coincidence. Because Maharaj will show you each and everything. Whatever your practical experience will be, Maharaj will put a stamp on that. Problem is, we doubt. Doubt na karo, Guru Pyareo. ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਫ਼ਰਤ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ, ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਰੱਬ ਹੈ। ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਓਨਾ ਹੀ ਰੱਬ ਹੈ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਬ ਹੈ। When we doubt others, we forget that that Vaiguruji's jyot is in everybody, and in the same amount. Any ਕਿਸੇ 'ਚ ਵੱਧ ਹੈ, ਕਿਸੇ 'ਚ ਘੱਟ ਹੈ. It's in the same amount. Vaiguruji is there, and the Maya is also there. The Panch Doots are also there. The 5 thieves are also there. So it all depends on where your dhyan is, where your focus is. If your focus is on Panch Doot, in Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Hankar, Nindya, Chugli, Irtha, Dvait, Nafrat, you will behave like that. But if your dhyan, if your focus is on Vaiguru, on the live, then it will be different. Maharaj says, when you take a dive, or when you take a bath in the Amrit Sarovar, then that line which Maharaj says, Paap pun doe ek samana, it becomes like that. Then there is no difference between Paap and Pun, because then you understand it's only one. ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਉਹਦੇ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕੋ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਇੱਕੋ ਹੈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮੇਰਾ, ਇੱਕੋ ਹੈ. But that state of the mind you will experience when you will enter the Sun Sarovar. Once we enter the Sun Sarovar, Maharaj says, then what should we do on the 8th day? 8वें दिन ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ Ashtami. It's celebrated also in India. Ashtami, Navami, these are the days which are celebrated also. But they do mostly the Karam Kand, the rituals. But Kabir Sahib is telling us, what should we do during the Ashtami? Ashtami, Ashtat ki kaya. Then you will understand on the Ashtami, on the 8th day, that the kaya, or the body, is made out of 8 ingredients. There are 8 things of the Maya. And I will what I'll do is, with this Shabad, I'll write all the details of which kaya. Otherwise, right now, if I'll start putting it on, it will give you lots, it will spend a lot of time. But high level, there are 8 ingredients. There are some Sukham ingredients, and there are some physical ingredients. Physical ingredients are our 5 elements. And then there are the Sukham ingredients also. Basically, your Gyan Indriyas are there. The wisdom Indriyas are there, which are actually the extension of your physical senses. This Kaya, there are 2 roops of Kaya. One is physical, one is Sukham, as in one is visible, one is invisible. When you take a bath in the Amrit Sarovar, you understand who exactly you are. You are not this Dehi, this physical Dehi, you are not. You are different. You are invisible Dehi. Physical Dehi, the physical body, in Gurbani, it is called Bidehi. Maharaj says, Dehi Gupta, Bidehi Disa. Then you understand that since you are not the physical body, you don't belong to any religion, you don't belong to any caste, you don't believe, you are not part of any particular culture. It's totally different because Vaiguruji is also a kul. He's on koi kabe, the Gora will say Vaiguruji is Gora, but he's Nirankar. Brown person will say he's brown, black person will say he's black, but he's not. He's Jot Swarup Vaheguru. Vaheguruji has no religion. Then we understand when we take a bath in the Amrit Sarovar. Ta samajh aandi. Right now, academically, we understand, Vaheguruji is formless, Vaheguruji has no shape, no color, na roop, na rek, na rang kich tragun te prabh pen. But when we take a bath, and on the 8th day, Maharaj says, you will understand there are 8 ingredients. But these 8 ingredients, what we are made out of only one ingredient. That one ingredient is naam. ताइयों कहते मन तू जोत स्वरूप है अपना मूल पहचान ता मैं अकुल महानिद्राया कहते then you will know that Vaiguruji is not part of any culture, any religion or anything, but only you can only see that invisible form of Vaiguru when you will take a bath, when the mind will take a bath, and when the filth will go away, when we will go to the nirvichar, afur avastha, silence, sun, peace. Because if the mind is wandering here and there, if the thoughts are there of lust, greed, anger, attachment, ego, then it's different. Then we cannot see it because then the filth is still there. जिन्नी देर तक है मैल नहीं उतरदी उन्नी देर तक आप समझांगे नहीं कि महाराज कहते मन मैला ता सब किछ मैला तन धोते मन अच्छा ना होए. So that's why we don't just have to wash our physical body, we have to wash our mind. मन धोवो शब्द लागो हर से रोह चित लाए. Then we will see that, oh, Vaheguruji is also a kul, I am also a kul. He is Mahanidraya. He has all the treasures. That means we also have all the treasures. Tame akul Mahanidraya. Therefore, you will be just like Vaiguru. Nanak Gurmukh aap pachane prabh jaise abinasi. Gur gam gyan batave ped. That Gur, that Vaiguruji, Satguru, he will tell you the Ped, that Gyan, that Brahm Gyan, that clarification will happen, that revelation will happen, that secret knowledge which you just knew, now you will experience that. So really, I read that, I heard about that I am not the physical body, but now I have experienced it. You will be separated from the physical body. You will see your physical body there. And then you will see that there is no different. Nanak Gurmukh aap pachane prabh jaise abinasi. I'm just like Vaiguru. Har jan aisa chahiye jaisa har hi hoye. The thinking will change. It will. How the thinking will change? Because your focus will change away. Your focus will change from the world to the Paramatma. From the physical world to the Sukham world. From the physical body to the Sukham body. From the visible world to the invisible world. Ulta rahe apang ached. Then you know that Vaheguruji is Abhinasi. Your mind is also Abhinasi. Your real form is you are also Avinasi. You are also Nirankar. Ulta raha apang ached. Then Nomi comes. Let's see if we have a time to discuss Nomi. Yeah, still we can discuss. Nomi nave dwar ko saad. Can they how you will reach to that stage which we discussed just discussed? If we will work on our 9 doors. What does that mean, working on 9 doors? Meaning, when, that's why there are stages when we do Sas Gra Simran, when we do Sas Antargat Simran. Till the time these 9 doors are not closed, we cannot go to the 10th door. When we do Sas Gra Simran, how many doors are open? All the doors except two. Your eyes are closed. There are 2 doors which are closed, but 7 doors are still open. When you do Sasa Simran, still the same thing. Your eyes are closed, but other doors are still open. But when we go to the Antargat, ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੰਤਰਗਤ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, nothing is moving. Your even mouth is closed. Everything is closed. Your mind is chanting. You're not chanting from your mouth. Then your 9 doors start closing on its own. Then that's where Maharaj says, Nau dar thake tavat rahaye, daswa nij kar vasa paye. Then your mind will be in control. How it will be controlled? Through the Shabad, through Guru's Shabad. First Guru Shabad, and then after the Antargat Simran, you will go to the Dhyan Avastha, you will go to the Chautha Pad. Sunch jaoge, Sunch enter karoge. That's why it's very important we go to the Sun. Otherwise, we will not ever experience the closing of 9 doors. Behti Mansa Rakho Band. Right now the mind is going out of the 9 doors. Mansa Behti. Behti means it's going out. Just like river is flowing, similarly the mind is flowing. Mind is going out of eyes to nostrils, to ears, one mouth, and two down below. From all these 9 chidr we ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ, these 9 holes, these 9 doors, ਮਨ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਦੀ ਦੌੜਦਾ, mind will wander. How? ਲੋਭ ਮੋਹ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਨਾ, ਕਾਮ ਕ੍ਰੋਧ ਅਰ ਲੋਭ ਮੋਹ ਬਿਨਸ ਜਾਏ ਅਹਮੇਵ ਨਾਨਕ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸ਼ਰਨਾਗਤੀ ਕਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਗੁਰਦੇਵ. Because this lust, greed, anger, attachment, ego, these 5 thieves are there. But when we will control this mind through the Shabad, then lobh moh sab bisar jaho. Maharaj can forget these lobh and moh, this greed and attachment. Forget that. And we can only forget if we have a Shabad with us. Jug jug jivo amar phal khaho. And then you will be Amar. Amar is the person who will never die. Not the physical body, the mind. The mind will be Amar. The mind will be Amar, and it will get the fal, the fruit of Naam. Naam da fal milega. And we have to eat that Naam fal. And we will live forever. Now, remember, in the description of today's lecture, in the live, I have to write all the details of all these ingredients, 8 ingredients, so that we understand just intellectually. But high level, we know the only ingredient which matters is Naam da Khajana, that Naam da Tat, which is invisible ingredient. Hanji Guru Pyareo. Any questions? Koi swal?
Viji, मेरा जो question है ना, you answered it before I started joining the class. So if that is the case, you can just tell me which lecture to look at and I can listen to it. मेरा question है कि when you said, my God, there's so much echo at my end. ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਦਸਮ ਦਵਾਰ ਤੱਕ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਸਤਾ ਹੈ ਹਰਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ is built that way. Can you please explain what does that mean?
Hanji, 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 definitely. In Gurbani, there is a Shabad which comes, which we say, Har Mandar e Sharir hai, Gyan Ratan Pargat hoye. That Harmandar is this body, not this physical body, but the Sukham body above your nine doors. When we actually, if you have gone to the Harmandar Sahib in Amritsar, when you enter the Harmandar Sahib, you enter from the Darsani Deodi and you go enter the Harmandar Sahib. And when you enter it, there is a Jot on the left, there is a Jot on the right. It's supposed to be on the left and right both, but nowadays it's only one. And then in the middle, Guru Granth Sahib Ji is there, right? And on the back there is a Amrit pool is there where everybody takes or drinks the Amrit. This is the same. This is a map inside us also. We enter the Harmandir Sahib as in Dasam Dwar, and in the middle there will be the Jot, and in the back there is a Amrit pool where we will take a bath, where our mind will take a bath. So it's a map which which Guru Ramdas Sache Pasha, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj has created it for us, if that makes sense.
So the Darbar Sahib, the jo ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੁਣੇ, that is the same map as the Dasam Dwar, not uh, to get to the Dasam Dwar. Am I right?
No, it's a physical representation of the Dasam Dwar.
Dasam. Okay. Okay. I got it now.
Physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी. Good question. कोई और किसी का सवाल जी? Any other question? If not, आओ जी आप सिमरन करिए जी. वाह, tummy in, listen to your voice. Guru, tummy out, listen to your voice. वाह, Guru, 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 वाह, Guru. सेवा कर लो गुरुमुखो.
Guru, Why, 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 Guru, Guru, Why, 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 Guru, Vaheguru, 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 Guru, Vai, 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 Guru, Vaheguru, 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 Guru, Vai, 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 Guru, Vaheguru, 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 Vai, Guru, 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 Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru। अंतर्गत सिमरन वाहिगुरु जी। मनी बोले मनी सुने। वाहिगुरु जी हम अवगुण भरे एक गुण नाही, अमृत छाड़ बिखे बिक काई, माया मोह भरम भय फूले, सुध दारा स्यो प्रीत लगाई। एक उत्तम पंथ सुनियो गुर संगत, तह मिलंत जम त्रास मिटाई। एक अरदास पाठ कीरत की, गुरु रामदास राखो शरणाई। एक अरदास पाठ कीरत की, गुरु रामदास राखो शरणाई। बोल चुप